Well, hello, friends. It is your pal Hope coming to you yet again from our friend, the Tiny Kitchen. Now, I regret to inform you that the Tiny Kitchen has not gotten any larger or wider since the last time we were together, but that is okay because I do love a nice, calm, cozy space. And, buddy, we have got it in spades here. So here we are yet again with another Instant Pot recipe for you guys. Now this one's a little bit different in that I will immediately cop to saying this is not my original recipe. I have modified it, the original recipe for the Instant Pot, but I'm not taking any credit for the original recipe. It is a Costa Rican rice and beans recipe, also known as Gallo Pinto, which means painted rooster. And it comes to us today from the PCRM, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and their 21-day vegan kickstart. I'm currently on week 3 now of the 21-day vegan kickstart, and I have to say I feel great. It has been so nice to really streamline my diet, get rid of a lot of the processed foods, a lot of the heavy artificial sugars, and that, or I guess they're real sugars, but added sugars, and that kind of thing, and get back to basics, get back to fruits and vegetables, proteins that are kind of natural proteins. It has been great. There are no mock meats or anything like that, which, as y'all know, I do love a mock meat. I'm not eschewing that forever. But this has been a wonderful respite, and I really think it's gotten the new year off on the right foot. Along those same lines, friends of mine on Instagram will also know that I am participating in Dry January, because if you're going to start a new year on the right foot, why not really hit it with both guns blazing? So here we are. So tonight, what I am going to demonstrate for you guys is how to do this Gallo Pinto recipe in the Instant Pot. It adds so much flavor to have everything in together, and it's so hands-off compared to on the stove. You don't have to monitor it. It is set and forget, and I'm going to show you guys how right now. So while we get to talking, I'm going to hit the saute button, not the yogurt button, which I have been known to do from time to time. So one thing that the 21-day vegan kickstart really focuses on is a primarily oil-free way of cooking. Now see, it's all ready to saute. I mean, my man is ready. My man is sitting on go. So I'm not cooking with a lot of oils, not even really cooking with a lot of broth or water. A lot of this is dry saute directly in the pan. Because this is the Instant Pot, and I know that things are going to kind of absorb a little bit differently, I am going to saute the onion and pepper that I'm about to put in some broth. So I've got some vegetable broth here from our good friends at Safeway. No, I'm sorry. This is Harris Teeter. Excuse me. So sorry. Now, I'm not even going to measure this out. I'm just going to put, ooh, listen to that. Look at that steam. I'm just going to put a little bit at the bottom of the pan. And then on top of that, I have already taken the liberty of dicing up some bell pepper and some onion. And I have to admit to you, friends, there's different schools of thought about this, right? But I used a couple of small spoonfuls of minced garlic, just the little, like, already minced garlic. Who has the time? I tell you, here we are. So in it goes. And I'm not going to saute this for super long, but I'm just going to kind of mix it around. I just want things to start to cook a little bit. They don't need to be fully cooked because the pressure cooker is going to take care of that. So Gallo Pinto is easy as it stands on the stovetop, but this makes it so much easier because what you're going to do is basically throw all the ingredients in here, turn it on, set for rice, and call it a day. Now, tonight I won't, and y'all need to remind me not to do this, I will not be hitting just the standard rice button because I'm using brown rice, and we can talk about the proportions for that when the time comes in a couple of minutes. But while this sautés, how was your holiday? How is your new year going? My new year is great so far. I have to say, I try not to get too caught up in too many resolutions, though let's face it, we all do, right? Lose weight, do this, be more patient, etc. Okay, maybe that one was just me, but I think we can all say that, you know, we adhere to the usual New Year's resolutions, right? And I certainly fall prey. But it's been a great start to the year. I really feel like the Vegan Kickstart has gotten me on the right track as far as just really eliminating a lot of the extra sugars. You know, I mean, I had kind of let things go wild over the holidays. I mean, there's, of course, the cookies and all this, but then there's just the decadence. Like, why have one slice of lasagna when you can have 21, okay, not 21 slices, but like 3 slices? Why not go back for one more helping of this? Why not put an extra dollop of sour cream on your tacos? Sometimes little things and sometimes really big things, and they add up. So even though Lily and I have been vegetarian for, gosh, like going on 20 years, we eat plant-based, but I just have to say that I'm trying to think of the best way to distill it. Well, maybe that is the word. Distilling my menu options to whole foods. Now, I don't mean buy them up at the Whole Foods, but I mean legitimately whole foods, fruits and vegetables. If I get hungry in the afternoon, now I reach for a banana or carrot sticks and hummus. Or maybe I really splurge and have a little packet of nuts about 30 minutes before my afternoon run. As opposed to going upstairs and grabbing chips or grabbing these little peanut butter cups from Justin's. You know what I'm talking about? The little dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Those things are like my kryptonite. Or that little Unreal peanut butter cups, another one. Totally my kryptonite. And one of those is never enough, right? You know, I want 2 or 3. You know, and they're so small, let's just have a couple more. And those add up so much. So the Vegan Kickstart has taken a lot of that out. I have not found it to be restrictive at all. I have actually found it to really open up my menu and kind of get me out of a rut. I mean, looking back at my menu plans for, you know, I don't know, the past couple of months, not that I have them all handy, not that I'm that crazy where I keep them all. Maybe I should, I don't know. But just kind of looking back, even the pictures that I've taken for Instagram or pictures I've taken that I haven't made it onto Instagram, and I see it's the same kind of things just week after week. And the Vegan Kickstart has really helped me kind of break out of that mold, and I'm really grateful to it. Now, as we've been talking, the Instant Pot has been doing its job. Now, I won't say that this is 1,000% ready for the next step yet, but we're getting there. I say within about another minute or so, we'll do the trick. Yeah, I mean, and between that and dry January, I mean, I just feel like a new woman, I've got to tell you. Like, the alarm went off this morning. Okay, I had my alarm set for 6:30 this morning because it's Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and I'm lucky to have the day off of work. And so, you know, I could have slept in, but I decided last night, no, I want to get up and go to the pool. I want to go get a swim in, banking on the fact that hopefully there wouldn't be too many people at the pool this morning with it being a holiday. So I set my alarm for 6:30, which is a little bit later than I would set it if I had to go to work. And like my eyes were open by like 6:05. And that's crazy. I mean, and I was like ready, and I thought, oh no, I've got 25 more minutes. Let's go back to sleep for a few minutes. And I didn't. I mean, I just like laid there. Now the cat went back. Well, you know, the orange cat went back to sleep. I mean, he just was happy to do it. But I did not, and he just like laid right here on me, and I did not do anything. I just laid there and felt crushed by the weight of an animal. Okay, we're getting close now. Also, I should add, because I don't think she watches, but even if she does, hi. So then I'm glad I didn't go back to sleep, because at 6:28 a.m., my mother-in-law texted to respond to a text that I had sent her 3 weeks ago. and of course, I was thrilled to hear from her. However, I was unsure what kind of text I might receive at 6:28 in the morning, for usually someone is in the hospital or perhaps deceased when you receive a text that early. However, I'm glad that neither of those was the case, and as usual, it was lovely to hear from her. So thank you very much for texting. You may text anytime. Okay. This, I think, is about ready. Now, I'm going to show you, which as you watched my videos before, you will understand is perhaps a death-defying stunt, because I'm going to move the camera down so you can take a look at the Instant Pot. What you will see is a lot of steam, which, honestly, the broth causes more steam than oil, which is great. And you will see translucent onions. Now, the peppers, though you can't feel them, the peppers are also softer. So everything's cooking exactly where it should be, and we're ready for the next step. So I'm going to move you over just to see. Now, can you see? You see that there? Isn't that lovely? And look at all the steam coming up. Now, isn't that nice? Now, let me get you set back up here. Oh, yes. Hello. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is 3 steps in rapid succession, bing, bang, boom. So this is heated up perfectly fine. I don't want it to burn the rice, so I'm just going to hit cancel on the saute and pray for the best. Okay, the first is I've got a cup here of brown rice. Now, this is what I asked you to remind me about a minute ago. If I have white rice, I'm just going to hit the rice button on the Instant Pot and let it do its thing. But brown rice, excuse my tripod here, but brown rice cooks a bit slower, and you don't want it to be just crunchy and crispy by the time it comes out. So you got to cook that a little bit longer. Okay, there we are. Excuse my adjustments. We're all friends here, are we not? I mean, this is part of it. It's rustic. Okay, so I'm going to put this in, just pour it right in. And I'm not going to stress too much about getting every grain of rice out, because in just a moment I'm going to put some vegetable broth in. Now, the recipe calls for water, I must say. But I must say also that I do like the taste of vegetable broth with my rice in the Instant Pot. So there you are. Now, I've got one more thing to say. I'm going to add the stovetop recipe calls for the black beans to be added after the fact, kind of once everything has cooked. With this being in the Instant Pot, I'm just going to throw it right in. Now, I would like to point out how Harris Teeter, and I'm going to call y'all out, Harris Teeter tries to call us out for getting the cheap generic. Now, I want you to look at that can for a moment. Black beans, it says plainly in large font, with a burnt orange can, as though it were from the 1970s. Well, I can assure you it was from just last weekend. And I refuse to be shamed for finding a good deal. And at 79 cents a can, I should say this is a perfectly fine deal. Diced tomatoes were on sale for 39 cents a can. And best believe I picked up some of those too. So I'm just going to pour the entire thing in like so. Okay, and then the final thing is to add our broth. Now, with the Instant Pot, your rice requires less cooking liquid than on the stovetop. So we put in a cup of brown rice. So what I'm going to do is put in about a cup and a half of vegetable broth. Like so. Now what I'm going to do now is try not to fling my spatula onto the ground. I'm just going to mix everything up. I don't need to show you. You know what a mixed up Instant Pot looks like. Okay? Just going to do that. Clap everything off. Now, excuse my back for just a moment. I'm going to grab the lid. Remember, this is a tiny kitchen, friends. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse us. Pardon us. That was me dropping the lid, in case you were wondering. Now, you see, here we are with the lid. And now we'll listen for the beeps. Oh, yes. Now, again, instead of clicking the rice button, what we're going to do is do pressure cook on high for, and this is crazy, 22 minutes. We'll wait for it to confirm. Now you hear the beeps. Isn't that lovely? Now, one thing about this recipe is that it, as it stands, calls for half a cup of rice. Now, I'm doing a full cup because I want leftovers. And I just don't think that a half cup is going to get Lily and me past tonight. So if I put in a full cup, I think that will be plenty. So now it's just a matter of waiting. It's a matter of waiting for the Instant Pot to come to pressure, and then count down for 22 minutes, and then we will quick release. So I will meet you back here if you're not going to just fall off the face of the earth between now and then. This is a tiny kitchen, guys. We're kind of makeshifting some things here. Anyway, I will meet you back here in a few minutes. Please enjoy yourself, and we'll see you soon. Well, we are back. You just missed the Instant Pot letting off its little beeps, which never ceases to startle me, even when I'm completely expecting it. Like, I had literally just checked the time, thinking, oh, it should beep any time, and it beeped, and I still jumped. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is quick release the Instant Pot, but I'm going to keep an eye on it just in case some like additional liquid comes spouting out. So let's try this together. Oh, how nice. I don't think anything's going to come out, but we'll check. Right now it's just steam. How did you enjoy your time of rest in between the cooking? To be perfectly honest, so we now have a Roku, and I went to Roku TV, and I don't mind telling you that I watched half an episode of The Nanny. You remember The Nanny with Fran Drescher? Apparently there's going to be a musical coming out with The Nanny, and Fran Drescher is going to be a producer. I'm not making this up. It's apparently going to be on Broadway. I probably won't include that in the show notes, but I think it's handy to know. Okay, it doesn't look like any steam is coming out of this, or any liquid is coming out of this, which is great. And then, once this comes down, I will show you what it looks like. Now, I think tonight and please excuse me, I don't want to have a repeat of my falling tripod from earlier. I think tonight we're probably going to have half an avocado apiece to go along with this meal. I'm really trying to stay away from the processed like vegan cheeses and vegan sour creams and things like that. We are just having trouble today. I apologize. So I think I'm going to stay with a more whole foods friendly way with the avocado. Now, the pin has just dropped, so I'm going to open this up. Oh, yes. Oh, and now this just looks absolutely lovely. So excuse me while I put this down. I'll be right back and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so what I'm going to do before showing it to you is, oh, this looks great, guys. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I have to tell you, even though the original recipe calls for water and not broth, I really like some broth with my rice. It's become my new thing. So I'm going to show you how this looks. What do you think of that? What do you think? Isn't that lovely? So we've got our black beans, we've got our vegetables, of course we've got brown rice and broth. I'm going to add some avocado to it. I'm also going to add some hot sauce, and I think this is just absolutely going to be a terrific meal, and I cannot wait to dig in. And I cannot wait for you to give it a try. And if you're looking to clean up your dietary act, you could do a lot worse than the 21-day Vegan Kickstart. I highly recommend it. And I think I will be doing it again, to be honest. And we're just going to have this trouble for the rest of the evening. And you know what? I'm just going to continue on because the show must go on, friends. The show must go on. We are a high production value company around here. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful 2020. This will be the first of many YouTube shows that we will be doing in 2020. And I cannot wait to talk to you more. Have a good day. Bye.